Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video, and in today's video I'm going to be teaching you guys how to do an Lrgb processing in Photoshop. So I've gone and did the auto stretch in Surreal, and there's a lot of detail that you can already see in the hydrogen alpha bit, but we're going to bring out more of that detail. So I did an auto stretch in Surreal, like I said, and it just did a really good job. But I want to stretch it out a bit more just so I can bring out some of those more fainter details. So what I'm going to do is just stretch it and quickly do a quick crop, just because it'll be easier to work from there. And we'll just crop it a bit. And okay, let's see. That works pretty good. Yeah, I like that. And pretty much this technique is used by not a lot of people that I know actually, but what it does is essentially brings out the reds. See how the reds are nice in this image, but they're not the best. So we're going to bring out a lot of the reds. So we've done a quick stretch here. And after we've done that, I'm just going to do a little curves adjustment, because why not? So I'm just going to brighten it. Okay, and then I'm going to darken it by doing a simple S curve, and a lot more detail just pops out there, and it keeps this area nice and bright in the Carnea Nebula. So then we're going to just copy this 3 times by doing Control J or Command J, and we're just going to disable these these 2 layers right here and the background. So we're going to have layer 1, and I don't like to name them, but you can name them. But for this one, we're going to do noise, and then dust and scratches, and basically just drop it until you get some fine details back. Now you can increase the threshold if you would like, but don't put the threshold higher than the radius, because it will mess up your image, and trust me, you don't want it to mess up your image. Then you're going to go into the blur and do a Gaussian blur. I normally keep it around 2 pixels, but you can do whatever you want. But 2 pixels works fine for me. You just want a very slight, subtle blur. And then do a curves adjustment. Now, something you're going to see a lot in this is curve adjustments, because they help quite a bit actually. Now you can see this image actually looks really cool without any of the layers applied, but if we apply this, then everything just gets hidden. See, all that really nice red gets hidden, and we don't really want that. So what we're gonna do is put this in black and white and increase the reds like crazy, and lower the yellows, because if you increase it, as much as it does increase a bit of the nebulosity, it does brighten up those stars. The greens, we'll just keep the greens at 30. Cyan is where a lot of the background is, so we're just going to balance out the background. I put it all the way up. Now blues is where you want to be really gentle, so just make sure you're balancing out the background. So I'll keep it at 50, just right in between. And the magentas is where a lot of the nebulosity is, so we'll bring it up to 113. From there, we'll do another curves adjustment, because why not? And this time I'm going to actually brighten it. Very, very subtle brightening, but it works. And there you go, all that detail just gets hidden away. But the reds do pop out a bit more. And instead of doing most people would just go to the dust and scratches and then black and white, but I find that actually ruins a bit of the image. So we're actually just going to go straight to the Gaussian blur, and we're just going to lower that a bit because we haven't done any dust and scratches with the noise, so we don't need to worry about that. Then we'll do a black and white, which is essentially just doing pretty much the same thing. And our cyans, we're going to bring those cyans up, bring our blues to 50, and yep, and our cyans cyans, we can go, I mean, not our cyans, our magentas, we can go a bit more rough on this one. And then we'll do a curves adjustment, where this one, we're going to actually darken it and do an S-curve, a very subtle, light S-curve, just so you can balance out that background. And then you're going to deselect these, and then select this image right here. Now you can see I haven't really converted everything into smart objects, and that's just because it works best for me if I don't do that. So I can just see everything and change it if something goes wrong. And then we're just going to select the whole image, and then copy, which will go edit, copy, or control C, whatever you want to do. And then reselect these ones, and then you're going to go down here and create a new layer, or layer mask, I should say. Now what this is going to do is once you paste this, and then you do control I, this inverts it. Now, if I go right here, it doesn't do a lot, but it helps a bit. It's more for just balancing everything and just making sure everything works fine. And for me, doing this works. So we're just gonna alt click that, and it looks pretty cool looking at it inverted. It looks interesting actually. But yeah, now we're going to select everything from layer 1 copy 2 to layer 1 copy, and slide this into this little folder, and it creates group 1, and then luminosity. Now there's a lot of detail in there, and if I just deselect these, you can see everything looks more like lighter. But once I re-engage these, it's more brighter, and the reds are really strong. And I don't know, it just looks better in this version, in my opinion. So if I just don't bother with this one, the reds are really strong, but it kind of looks like a painting almost. But once you engage this, everything looks so much better. So we're gonna just deselect this image and zoom out, and it looks pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, I like it, but I don't like one thing, and that's the oh wait, I should have done this before. You can't really do any adjustments on all of this. You have to convert it into a smart object. So we'll convert it into a smart object. Perfect. And then we will do our adjustments. So from here, what I want to do is do a quick levels adjustment, just to bring out this area, this really faint hydrogen alpha part. And then we'll do a curves adjustment, just to darken the background a bit. Now you could do an S-curve, but you don't want to risk blowing out this area, but it's fine if you do a bit. And then we're gonna go into Astroflat Pro. This is a really good astrophotography software. It works really well, and I just want to make sure that this doesn't screw up my image. So basically this removes all that dark noise, and watch what it does. It smoothens it out and flattens the image, which makes it just look a lot better. It reduces the noise actually by quite a lot, by the way. It's really good if you don't take dark frames. And then we're going to go into hue and saturation and just brighten up those reds. And there is our final image. It looks really cool from what we originally had. And if here, I'll open up our original image, which is somewhere down here, right? Yeah, right here. This is our original image. If I just open this, and we'll zoom in on that. Zoom in. So this is the auto stretched in Surreal, and this is what we did. And actually, hold on. I don't like how that core is really blown out there. So I'm actually just gonna drop a small curve adjustment. It's very small, tiny. But yeah, see how much those red hydrogen alphas just pop out? Like this area here, super faint. Now it just pops right out. Or even like this area right here, that little like crescent area. Oh wow, don't want to do that. It's very faint in the original, and we just brought it to life. So that's how this Lrgb processing can help quite a bit. It only takes what, 10 minutes? Even like it'll probably take actually less than 10 minutes. But it's a very short and easy process to bring out those reds, and I would strongly recommend doing this. And also, I strongly recommend getting AstroFlat Pro. It's like $60 in Canada. Actually, no, not 60. I lied. $40 in Canada here. So it's pretty cheap and it's really good. But don't overuse it. Cause see, if I overuse it here, I mean, sure, it works. Watch this. It doesn't really do much here, right? If I just turn off the AstroFlat Pro, it doesn't really do much right now. Actually, here we go. So if I turn off the smart filter, you see, the image is really noisy, and there's a lot of this like splotching or gradient. AstroFlat Pro removes it, and then I can brighten up the nebula without brightening up this too much. And actually, what you can do is use RC Astro's Gradient Exterminator. Now, this might remove some of the data here, which I don't want it to do, but there's a chance it might. Yeah, see? It removes a lot of that data. But it works for certain things, like galaxies, it actually works really well for them. If I put this on low, what will it do? Okay. It helps a tiny bit here, but it does lower like the brightness in it. So just bring that up. So yeah, this is a really short, simple tutorial. Yeah, on how you can process your images. And it really does help if you're doing it with Lrgb. And again, I didn't stretch this image, and this is not my image. It's a user on Reddit. So yeah, this is a really good image though to show you what the Lrgb can do. And when I processed it, like myself, before making this video, I just was blown away with the amount of hidden details. Like from an auto stretch in Surreal to this in Photoshop, it does work actually quite well. And if you do get a bit of this green, like that's really green and I don't like it, so I just go to HLVG and it removes it. There you go. I should also mention one more quick tip. If I just close this right here. There's also another way to darken your image, and this also helps to remove gradients, but what you want to do is select all, and then edit, copy, select, deselect, and then new, and then you can just leave it untitled, and Control V, and then what you want to do is go to the healing brush tool, and then alt clicking in a very dark part, right, and then just increasing your radius here, and removing the nebula entirely. Just remove it. It's gone. It ain't coming back. Now you might be wondering, why the hell did you just spend all this time to process it, and now you're gonna remove it? Well, I'll show you why, and it helps actually quite a lot in your final image. Now, it is kind of messy. I'm not gonna lie, it is pretty messy. But now we're gonna go to noise, dust and scratches, and bring that up until we get a really flat image. Pretty much this creates a very synthetic flat. And if you have gradient in your image, this helps. I mean, Gradient Exterminator works great, but if you're trying to do this in a free way without having to spend any money, then yeah. I mean, I don't even have Gradient Exterminator like properly. This is just a free trial, but you can get multiple emails and stuff. But then I strongly recommend doing this. So once you do that, you're gonna go image. Where is this? Image. Oh, I can't apply the image. One moment. I think I know why I can't apply the image. I have to convert this into a smart object. Hold on. Give me a second. Okay. I am not sure why I cannot apply the image. That is weird. Let's just flatten it. Okay, there we go. Flatten image. Yeah, that's what you want to do. And then image, apply image, and then untitled one, and subtract. Whoa. Okay. I didn't expect to do that. Normally you're supposed to subtract it. If you multiply, wow, there's so much detail, but it's really dark. So let's figure out which one we want to do here. Hard light works actually really well too. If I just bring the hard light opacity to like 20%, there you go. It just darkens your image and it looks really good. So yeah, that's actually the end of the video. I just had to show you guys this because this looks really, this helps quite a bit and it makes the image look much better. So see you guys.